vices and violence. The end was never meant to be this way. The light behind our eyes was never meant to fade. Once we were gray, but at the end of the day, we only intended to cope. We only set plans to fly. Years and the tears that fell in between. We revved the engine, riding on a fictitious high, yet dragging us under. Little did we know the flight we felt was a lie. These voices, injected into our bloodstream, letting our thoughts clot instead of bleed. Losing what it felt like to be free. We were aflame. It singed and it stung. Until we poured blackness into our lungs. Getting cold. And this numbness that has overcome. It burns. Having fallen into a great and gory, godless glory. What have we become?
So, it's been a while since we all talked. How have you all been?
It's been a lot different since we left St. John's.
Okay, so I think that in the past month or so since Mia died, I think we've realized how serious the problems that we've developed are, and we all need to get out our feelings.
When I got into high school freshman year, it was weird. And went to a private school and it was so structured. I found a boy. I started hanging out with him. And that led to me going to little parties with like older people. One time though, they brought some beer. I don't know why, I mean, I tried it and it tasted disgusting. But I felt pressured like, oh, I'm not gonna like you anymore if you don't do it. You have to do it. I swear, you know, you'll be fine. So, you know, I just gave it and I kept drinking it even though I didn't like it. And the more I drank, the more it tasted better. But I don't know. I kept getting more involved, and like over the summer, I do more stuff with him. Like I started smoking because, you know, it was there. But in the middle of sophomore year, he broke up with me, and it was devastating. It was terrible. But, you know, what are you gonna do? So I kept going to more parties. I got new friends. What are you gonna do? You can't make the clock go back. Who's next?
I'll go. Okay. So Chloe knows my boyfriend Kyle. We've been together since end of freshman year. And I think what I really liked about him in the beginning was he was just really sweet to me, and he treated me like I was special. I noticed sophomore year he sort of started acting a little bit different. He like made me drink. Like I didn't want to because obviously I'm not 21 yet, so it's against the law, and it's just become such a huge problem. Like he wanted me to like fit in and not like make him look bad or whatever. And like it's just, I realized how big of a problem that is when it goes to those lengths. That he's taken away everything that means the most to you. It's kind of the idea of, am I gonna back out and tell him it's over whether or not the blackmail comes because you know you have friends that'll help you through it, or am I gonna continue going through this because you don't know how far it's gonna go. Okay, so I just remember like when we were in 8th grade, we always had stories about these kids who did drugs or drank a lot. I always thought it would never be me. Like I went to my first party like the end of freshman year, and they started bringing out alcohol. Like it just feels so good because I take the stress away of homework and everything in high school.
Yeah.
So I started realizing the next day like what I did was so wrong and I needed friends there. You can know that you can come to us anytime, and we know we've been through things that are similar.
Maybe if we talked about this stuff earlier with before she died, like we could have maybe stopped her from doing it. When we started middle school, I started feeling like really self-conscious, not getting any attention from guys or like other friends. I thought maybe I would get more friends if I was skinnier. If I was skinny, I'd get all this attention from guys, and I'd have more friends, and I'd be popular.
Being anorexic, it's not something like you want to happen. It's just something that does happen.
I guess I'll just start now. I've had anxiety problems since I was in middle school, and it always affected my life a little bit, but it never affected it too much because I always had all my friends around me. And kind of entering into high school, I kind of lost that. Thinking about what I did to cope with the anxiety, I just wish I would have talked to my friends instead of going straight into drugs. And it just started to cut into things. It cut into me acting normal and being able to do things and being able to finish my homework and go hang out with friends. And as it got worse, I didn't really know what to do or who to go to. I didn't know where I was supposed to go or talk to because I felt like people were going to judge me and treat me differently. And so, like, there was something wrong with me, or I had, like, problems and I couldn't control myself. And I started going to parties and I started drinking and taking drugs. And for a while, I thought it was helping. And it just seemed that every single time they weren't strong enough, and I just needed to get more stronger drugs every single time. And it got to a point where I just had to I had to go figure it out because I knew that if I didn't, I'd go down a path and I probably wouldn't make it out of it. We all remember that one night. It was a really big party and there were lots of drinks, and we all kind of got caught up in our separate problems.
That was the party where Mia committed suicide. Yeah. At first, like the first 10 minutes, like, oh, where's Mia? I thought she's coming tonight. Oh yeah, but then like just forgot about her. We were like her go-to friends. Yeah,
We were so
friends. We were her best friends.
We were the ones she counted on.
We were so involved with ourselves that we didn't even pay attention to like one of our best friends.
I know that even though if we hadn't been so caught up in our own problems, we would have actually been talking to each other before and trying to work out our problems.
It's just the drugs and the partying that really distracted us throughout this everything. I mean, I feel like if we really relied more on God and just God, I mean, I feel like our lives could have been so much easier if we just prayed and we just asked God to help us and for forgiveness.
1 Peter 5 verse 7 says, "Cast all your anxiety on Him because He cares for you."